My name is Chris McVie, and I help people get more of what they want from their business. And I do that by helping them implement a complete and proven system using simple, practical tools to achieve three things we call vision, traction, and healthy. And I'm here today with Adam Schweickert, founder of Build the Process. So, Adam, let's get kicked off. What do you do for your clients or customers? What problems do you solve, or what value do you provide?
Chris, appreciate you having me here today. So our company, Build the Process, works with companies who are running on EOS, but are struggling with the process component of their business within the 90 days. So we often find that companies might not have the internal resources to naturally, we say GWC process or the process component. And that's effectively where we come in to fast track the identification, documentation, and then streamlining of these core business processes. And then we'll build them into a company playbook so that their team can get them up and running and followed by all. And then beyond that, we train them throughout the engagement so that they can maintain their processes for the long term.
And so, what would be the typical trigger or event that causes a client to reach out to you?
So a typical trigger event is usually one of two things. So if they're working with an implementer and they've gone through step one of the three-step process documenter, and that implementer is seeing that they're struggling within the 90 days to document, streamline, and then publish those processes, that's where we'll typically come in is as that additional firepower to help guide them through those 90 days to get that to completion. And then the other trigger point for us where clients typically call us is when they're feeling it in their bottom line. So, for example, if a major client leaves and they're finally having that moment of realization of, hey, this was probably due to our lack of process. If they have employees leaving because they're frustrated with workflows and really clarity in the business, that's typically when we'll come in as well.
And so then what makes you unique? Why would they consider working with you versus another alternative they might have?
So when you work with us, we're not just another external consultant. We're working collaboratively, and we stress that we work collaboratively with companies to go through this process together. As we go through, we train you on how to look at and then maintain process versus just saying, okay, thanks for the information. We'll get back with you in a couple of months with your playbook, right? So as we're going through this together, it's super collaborative versus we take it to our side of the world and kind of keep you out of it. That's not how we want to do this. So we like to think of ourselves as an extension of your team versus an external outsourced solution.
You started answering this already a little bit, but can you describe what a typical engagement looks like from start to finish with a client?
So our engagements typically last 3 months where we have 2 1-hour working sessions every week with your process owner. And so during those sessions, we're going deep and rolling up the sleeves to document and streamline your processes with you. Outside of those sessions, we're collaborating back and forth. We use Google Docs to be able to comment and request information and get clarification points on your processes so that on those working session calls, we can be super effective. Typically over 3 months, 2 1-hour sessions every week. And then at the very end of that, we have a handoff where we make sure that you're trained up on how we look at process and for how you can look at your processes moving forward so that you could stand on your own 2 feet without us when we're gone.
So, just to wrap up, what's next for you and Build the Process?
So next for us, we're going to continue to develop our reputation as the go-to in this space for companies struggling with the process component within the 90 days. To do that, we have a heavy focus on creating free value-added content. So on our website, buildtheprocess.io/download, we're going to start to put up additional resources that we're using internally so that even if you're not working with us, they're super easy for you to download and use in your own business to push forward the execution and completion of the process component within your business. So that's what's next for us is to just continue to add value and develop relationships in the EOS community.
That's great. Thanks very much for sharing more about what you do with Build the Process.
Absolutely, Chris. Appreciate you having me today.